Hello again, everyone. I'm Gary Heron, staff writer here at the Rio Rancho Observer, and it's our pleasure today to hear from Mayor Gregg Hull about roads and streets in Rio Rancho. Seems to be the #1 topic on residents' minds. Mayor, thanks for coming down to talk about roads.
Gary, thank you for having me, and as always, I appreciate the opportunity to, talk about all the great things that are going on in Rio Rancho, and obviously, roads would be the #1 topic in Rio Rancho. When are we going to get it fixed? Obviously, we have decades and decades of kind of decay on the roads over the years, and we've started that long, slow climb to getting some of these roads repaired. So I thought I'd come on today and give an update of what's that next round of roads that are up for reconstruction at this point in time. And then obviously, Gary, you can't drive around the city without running into a few orange barrels. But I always like to say, hey, 8 out of 10 of you approve those orange barrels. So, because we did have almost 80% approval on the road bond, which, by the way, let me say thank you to the citizens for supporting that, because without that, we're not going to get these roads fixed. But we do have that next round of roads coming up, and I wanted to kind of touch base on where they are and, when we hope to get them started and how soon we expect to see those completed. And as you saw the other night, the governing body meeting, we did approve a contract for Riverside Drive. That's been a very important one. That one has a lot of infrastructure underneath it, so we're going to be replacing the water and sewer utilities underneath that road at the same time while the road is up. That's been a big deal, making sure that we not only have the funding for the surface, but for the underlying utilities as well. And we want to make sure that we're not throwing good money after bad by putting down a road and then having to rip it up to replace the water line underneath.
And that's been a problem in the past.
It really has. It really has. And I'm very proud of the fact that we haven't had to do that on any of the roads that we replaced in the last 6 years. We've got that underlying infrastructure fixed. The road's up there. So far, we haven't had to tear up a new road to fix an underlying issue with one of the infrastructure. But this year, I just want to let everybody know that, our main plan, Gary, was really to start with the main arterials. When I took office in 2014, there was no money being put to road repair. In 2016, we got the road bond restarted. And at that point in time, the big thing was please fix the main arterials. So we started with arterials like Sarah and High Resort, and then moved on to other big roads. Obviously, Sunt and Rockaway were done along there. We did Abrazo, we did King through Northern Meadows, a lot of those roads that we got in there. But now we're starting to get to where we're going to get to some of the collector roads, which is really great, because a lot of the collector roads actually start to get into the residential areas, which is the big question now is, when are we going to get to the residential areas? Well, this year we've got 2 roads that go through residential areas that is going to start that process, and that's 19th and Spring. 19th is one of the oldest streets in the city. It's been here since the beginning, right? So getting 19th done, that runs from 528 over to Golf Course, and it turns into Cabazon after Golf Course, so that gives you some perspective as to where 19th is. And then Spring Road, which is as you head north on Unser, just past Southern Spring, you make a right there on Spring, and it goes all the way down to Chessman. And so that road's going to get repaved this year as well. That's on the agenda. And then for main roads, Quantum Road, which right here goes right in front of the Observer here, so that's an important one. It goes through, by the school district offices, the police station, Independence High School, and goes back around to Northern, from 528 around to Northern. So that's an important road, because we've got a lot of businesses and a lot of services on Quantum, so we want to make sure that infrastructure is good. And then we've got Northern, which is a very main road that's going to get redone from 528 all the way up to Rockaway, so that's a major segment. If you drive on there, you see there's some pretty serious decay there. And then, to round that out, we have Enchanted Hills Boulevard that we have on the agenda as well, that's going to get repaved from 528 all the way back to Coyote. So that's going to be a very, very big project to see all of that get done. So we've got a lot of work on the agenda this year. And of course, we're also continuing our neighborhood streets improvement program. And that's where we're just really kind of buying ourselves some time with the crack patch until we do get into those residential areas. So a lot going on in the city of Vision as we really work hard to get these roads replaced.
All right, and we should wrap up real quick. The West Side Boulevard's going well. 528, of course, that's a state project. West Side, you're working with the city of Albuquerque. Those are underway well.
Yes, absolutely. I believe the DOT is doing a phenomenal job on 528, and it's looking really great. When that's done, I think everybody's going to be great. And then, of course, West Side should be wrapped up hopefully in the next few months, and we should be good to go.
All right, thanks again, Mayor, for coming down.
Thanks, Gary.